Have you ever stopped mid-flight, staring out that tiny oval window and wondered, what exactly are airlines hiding from us, the people who pay thousands, sometimes our life savings, just to sit in these cramped seats for hours? Sounds dramatic, right? But the truth is far stranger than most travelers ever imagine. Because airlines aren't just in the business of transporting you from point A to B. They're in the business of controlling your choices, your habits, and even your emotions in ways so subtle you don't even notice. And this isn't about the usual baggage fees or seat shrinkage stories you've heard everywhere else. I'm talking about tactics buried so deep inside the travel industry that even frequent flyers have no clue they're being played. Let's start with something that feels small but isn't. Cabin lighting. Ever wondered why the lights are dimmed during takeoff and landing? You've been told it's for safety, so your eyes adjust in case of an emergency. But insiders whisper another layer to this. Dim lighting subconsciously lowers passenger resistance, making you quieter, calmer, and less likely to question authority, almost like a psychological nudge that airlines don't exactly publish in their safety cards. Then there's the dirty secret of air circulation. That cool breeze you feel overhead? It isn't just filtered air. It's engineered airflow designed to keep certain areas cooler than others, pushing you subtly to move less, to sit still, to not crowd the aisles, which in turn makes the flight attendants' jobs easier. And while you think you're just being comfortable, you're actually being managed. And speaking of attendants, did you know their announcements aren't random at all? The timing of turbulence warnings sometimes has less to do with weather and more to do with resetting passenger behavior when too many people stand up at once. Yep, sometimes turbulence is exaggerated because the crew needs to regain order. And guess what? You'll never prove it because you trust the system too much to even question it. But here's where it gets darker. Ever heard of yield management algorithms? Most think airline pricing is just about supply and demand, but insiders say airlines actually track the exact moment you search for a flight, your location, your device type, and even your browsing history, and then use shadow data to determine how much you're willing to pay, meaning two passengers sitting side by side on the same plane may have wildly different ticket costs, not because of timing, but because an invisible system decided who could be squeezed harder. And it's not just pricing. Ever noticed how airline apps keep sending you last chance seat upgrades right before boarding? That's not just a sales pitch, it's a psychological play rooted in scarcity bias, designed to hit you when your travel anxiety peaks, so you'll pay extra for comfort that used to be free. Now, let's talk about food. People laugh about how bad airplane meals taste, but the hidden truth is airlines deliberately reduce seasoning and alter textures because studies show bland, soft food calms people and reduces complaints. It's not about saving money on salt. It's about controlling group mood in a flying metal tube where panic is contagious. And here's a bombshell you almost never hear. Crew rest areas. Yes, they exist. Hidden ladders leading to secret bunks above or below the cabin. But what they don't tell you is that these areas are often hotter, noisier, and far more cramped than the worst passenger seat. And while airlines present themselves as caring employers, insiders say crew fatigue is one of the biggest unspoken risks in aviation, a risk you as a passenger indirectly face every single time you fly. Still with me? Because here's one more thing airlines don't want out in the open. Data monetization. Every single boarding pass you print, every Wi-Fi login you use, even the way you scroll through in-flight entertainment. It's all data being harvested, repackaged, and sold to third parties, not just for ads, but to predict your next trips, your spending habits, and even your stress levels. And while airlines deny selling personal data, the truth is they don't need to sell your name to profit off your digital fingerprint. Creepy? Absolutely. Avoidable? Not really, unless you unplug completely. And as shocking as all this sounds, the wildest part is that these tactics work best because passengers assume airlines are too busy flying planes to care about psychological games. But the industry has quietly evolved into a psychological theater where your choices are shaped without you realizing. So the next time you buckle up and hear that familiar ding, ask yourself, are you really in control of your journey? Or are you just another player in a carefully designed system airlines would rather you never question?